Hey friends, how are you? Thanks for stopping by again today. I really appreciate your time. I thought we'd chat today a little bit about stories, the stories that we tell ourselves. Think to how often in day-to-day life you encounter someone and you tell yourself a story about them. Not uncommon if we're on the highway, cars are moving fast, and we usually find at least one person that may be speeding more than others, may be shifting lanes erratically. And usually the story we tell ourselves is how terrible they are. My gosh, I can't believe they're driving that way. It's just unsafe. And what are they thinking? And oh my gosh. And the story goes on and on. And by the time we're done telling the story, we've completely vilified them. And the truth is, we know nothing about them. Nothing whatsoever. How often do you go to the store and you walk in and someone who's got a cart and they just stop right in the middle? They just stop right there. And you're like, oh my gosh, what do you... And you think, how dumb could they possibly be? Are they not aware of their surroundings? And how inconsiderate are they? And again, we tell ourselves a story. You know, I get on a plane. I used to travel a lot. And I remember getting on the plane and how many times you see someone who's wearing tattered clothing, torn jeans. And again, how often do people think, oh my gosh, they're just so disrespectful. If they could just dress something nice. It doesn't have to be expensive, but just something nice. Be decent. Right? Stories. And all we're doing is telling ourselves stories based on zero facts and zero information that's negative. And in that negativity, what we do is that we impact ourselves. We impact how we feel. We prevent us from being happy. We're unable to view anything that's positive. No one feels good when they tell themselves a story that's negative. No one. And maybe in the moment it justify ourselves and how we think and how we feel, and because we're right. And yet, if we feel good in the moment, we should probably take a look at ourselves a little closer, because usually something is going on in our lives, in our mind, in our heart that isn't good, isn't positive, isn't healthy. And so if we're feeling aligned with something that is negative, maybe you should pause. But here's the truth, my friend. No one ever feels good with something negative, with a negative thought, a negative story, ever. And so again, all we're accomplishing is that we're blocking our ability to be happy, to be at peace. It's our story. We create it, so we can change it. We can change it. So here's my invitation to you today. Change that story. You see the person on the highway is speeding, maybe speeding faster than you. Well, how about maybe something like, maybe they're rushing to see a parent who's on their deathbed and passing on at any time now. Man, I hope they make it in time. I hope they make it safely. I hope they get to see their loved one. Again, it's your story. And remember, none of these stories are founded in any kind of facts whatsoever. We just make them up. So make up stories that are positive, because here's the two things that'll happen. You'll feel better, and you'll stop viewing people in a negative light. The more you practice that, the easier it becomes. And I'm sure that there's many, many chances you have every day to practice that. I think we all do. And as you do, and it becomes easier, then what you'll find, there comes a point where you no longer have to create a story. You just observe and you notice them and you're like, okay. And it just passes you by. As you transition through these phases of creating positive stories, of allowing, of letting go, you'll find that creating your inner peace and your happiness becomes that much easier. And isn't that what we all want? Just to be happy. Be well, friends. Take good care of yourselves, of your heart, and those you love. Until next time, see you soon.